We need to make sure that hospitals can stay on 24/7. We need to make sure that cold rooms can stay on 24/7. We need to make sure that our economy can function 24/7.
On the 19th of June, Peter Dutton, the leader of the coalition, announced to build 7 nuclear power plants across Australia within the next decade, making it the coalition's biggest policy move. There are 2 proposed plants to be built here in New South Wales. I'm here in front of one of them, Mount Piper Power Station. It's been running on coal for 32 years, but it's nearing the end of its life. It currently employs 250 people and is expected to shut down in 2040. Australia is the only economy in the top 20 without nuclear power. Is it time for us to catch up?
Nuclear generally has an extremely strong support with the local population of where the nuclear reactors are built, because it's probably the most strongly unionized force in the world, right? It is undeniably possibly the most powerful tool that we have to combat climate change while providing energy resilience.
To combining technology and taking the best out of everything and not just putting all your eggs in one basket. And I think if it's done right, it will lower energy costs for everyday Australians.
Right, you make a solar panel, you install it, any electricity produced is effectively free after that. There's very little maintenance, right? And the same is for nuclear.
And it's very resilient, it's not dependent on the weather or not dependent on the climate. Well, irradiated fuel is high-level nuclear waste, and the difference between intermediate-level waste and high-level nuclear waste is that high-level waste actually emits heat as well as just radiation. But the fact is, it is actually just vanishing. That's pretty magical, right? When something that's dangerous just vanishes of its own accord.
The data, objectively states that it's got one of the lowest mortality rates and the lowest morbidity rates of any technology. It would be a very natural fit to put a modern small modular reactors, because you could literally replace existing coal-fired plants and replace one by one with a small modular reactor.
It cannot be true that it's just not possible to build things that fast. It sort of depends how important it is, doesn't it?
The best time to plant a tree was yesterday, the next best time was today.
Is it the right thing for the people, more than a technical fit? Technically, it's a no-brainer. It really works.
Portland, what was once known as the town that built Sydney, has slowly been forgotten due to economic decline. For locals, it's more than just its title, and now there's a chance of putting Portland back on the map.
My name's James Barnes. I'm the community pastor at Portland Anglican Church, and I moved to Portland about 10 years ago. Once you've worked at either the power station or the mines, you're really a local. A lot of the community are mentioning to me as a concern is water supply. With investigation, they're going to realise there's not enough water to run a nuclear plant. If there's a positive, it means work and people coming to the area. That's almost given Portland hope that we're a town worth spending money on. Yeah, the community doesn't seem as negative about it as you would think.
I'm not against it. I'd like a bit more information.
The list goes like dying. We've got the perfect site, we have the water supply. It's not as dirty as people think. Obviously, it's sort of, in my way of thinking, perfect.
I'd like to look further into it, and I think this region actually needs something.
There's all these businesses, pubs and everything are closing, Lithgow. This place needs a boost as well. We bring prosperity to the region.
But not everyone agrees. Abigail Boyd, the Greens spokesperson for energy, thinks Dutton's proposal is just a political performance. Abigail Boyd thinks the most dangerous aspect of this debate is neglecting Australia's 2030 emissions goal.
So of course, without the details and without the scrutiny, you would believe that this was a really good thing that Dutton was putting forward, which is why it's so dishonest. This proposal has been put forward by Dutton in a void. There is no evidence that they would be cheaper. And in fact, all the evidence shows that they would be more expensive, the power coming out of it. It's dishonest and it's dangerous to be telling people that there's a solution with nuclear power that isn't going to be online for a really long time.
So what does the future hold for Dutton's nuclear dream? Only time will tell. As we get closer to the date, one thing is for certain, and that is the conversation around Australia's energy future will get much more interesting.